Welcome to this non-listed hidden video. I'm very happy to see you here. This means you're interested in all the battles Bruce and Lady Darkmoon and me had in Adventure 13 with map 9, and we will check out all these battles now and also check out the stats of them. I have to say, Lady Darkmoon and me, we did some trial rounds. We used up our portals, about 3 of our portals, and then we got some extra portals from bonus portals on the official site on Facebook. So we had some misses and we had some retries, but I'm glad that in the end we found a way to pass. And on the next day we were ready. Bruce was joining us. We still opened the adventure on Friday night when it was still available, and then on Saturday Bruce was joining us, and we had no misses then. And in the end we had 6 battles against the boss, which was awesome. So now let's go through all the battles. I have seen some of them already, but not all of them. So I opened on Friday, and then I started my path. I took the Altar of Power. I took an increase of physical attack because Bruce will also pass here and he has a mage team, so I will let the increase of magic attack for him. The increase of healing I didn't take. And the first location is probably with the standard team. No, it isn't. So whenever there is Faceless on the other side, I really like to go with Andvari, because Faceless can be so annoying, throwing back the tank and then exposing your guy in second position, and then if you're unlucky, the guy in second position will die. But with Andvari, Faceless's power throw, the second skill, is neutralized. And I also didn't want to go with too much magic attack because there is Isaac on the other side. And now, where is Jabba? What happened? I didn't pay attention. Sorry, I have to skip this and restart. What happened to Jabba? Why is he in enemy lines all of a sudden? Galahad is doing a move and Jabba is advancing? What was that? Now Jorgen controlling Marcus. Okay, he's eating up Galahad now. Ah! And then Faceless is turning into Jabba and is eating up Jabba and is letting him out in the middle of the enemy team. Yeah, I see. Okay. Yeah, not the best stunt of Faceless to do the Jabba trick. The worst is when Faceless is copying Luther, then is jumping into enemy lines and then dies because he's lacking armor. Okay, so this was this first battle. Then we go on to location 12. And this was a nightmare opponent here for me. Took me some testing. At first I failed, and then because this Nebula Orion combo is really bad. This is really bad, and it took me some time to figure out okay, what can I do. Then I brought Lilith and it worked somehow, but this was really, at first I was like, oh my god, I cannot do anything because Orion will trigger his ultimate, and he will be on this first trigger of his ultimate, he will be Nebula supported, and this can be lethal. But then somehow, if I brought Lilith instead of Dorian, it worked. But this Nebula Orion, especially when there is a physical attack increase for healers, Nebula is a healer, then sometimes you really can forget about these locations where you have Orion right behind Nebula. So I was really lucky to find a way here. Yeah, this was part why we had to do retries and restartings. And then location 15. Here I didn't go with my standard team because Leon has problems when there is a maxed out Corvus on the other side. Because with Leon's second and third skill, she's dealing a lot of small attacks, one after the other, and then she will get punished by the Tower of Corvus. And as my Leon has not a maxed health, she will often die then. So I prefer to go with attackers that do not too much of these attacks one behind the other. Also for Peppy, I guess this is a problem when she's using her second skill and then the opponent gets a lot of hits and then she will just die from the Tower of Corvus. So I don't really like to see Corvus on the other side. Okay, so then I invited or no, I couldn't invite Lady Darkmoon because she was out of portals that day. So this is Saturday morning now. Bruce joined and he could start his path. So we will check out his path now. Went to location 5. He was also doing some testings. You will see some point my blood froze over. Here I think it's all good because he has Aurora as a tank using Arachne. Arachne is a monster now with her stunning effects. There is no Sebastian on the other side. She can do a lot of stunning. When she's doing her ultimate, she will stun the heroes nearby for 4 seconds. And now when she has Leon attached to her, I think he has, no, not Leon, pardon me, Mara, then the stunning will prolong and then she is really getting very uncomfortable as an opponent, almost as uncomfortable as Yasmin sometimes. Now she took out Ginger. And he's also playing with Jorgen, which is of course very good. With these daily buffs, control, energy gain increase, Jorgen is really an awesome hero, preventing the opponent from gaining energy. Like now. Okay, there is still Lilith on the other side and Dante, but Dante is profiting from the 100% increase of armor penetration and probably can get get fully through the armor of Lilith and Arachne. So let's see. You see, he assigned a very strong Mara to Arachne, so the stunning will not be 4 seconds for the nearby heroes when she's doing her ultimate, but probably more than 8 seconds. And Dante has Kane, Aurora is with Biscuit, hello there! Axel for Celeste and Oliver. Biscuit, King Biscuit, Hartmann von Württemberg IV. What a name! That's just awesome. I'm sure he's a good bet, but maybe not as essential as Oliver or Fenris or Merlin, Axel. But still, nice to have when there is a lot of healing on the other side, when there is Marta and Celeste and you can trigger his ultimate at the right time. Yes, then he can really be an awesome pet. And we have the healing. Okay, so let's go on to location 11. Do we have here? We have Kark on the other side. Be interesting to see if Jorgen is in time to use his ultimate to hinder Kark from gaining more energy. Yeah, he can do that. And now he has a very strong combo with the twins, and as soon as Lars is using his ultimate, it will be all over. Yeah. Very impressive. Krista with Merlin, Aurora with Kane now. Biscuit goes to Celeste now. Okay. And now, yeah, I think that was the one where my blood froze. Because Arachne in first position, yeah, nice try, but she should not fall, and she is not really a tank, and yeah, I thought, oh my god, okay, but okay, I was not live, I already knew that he still won the battle, but now Dante in first position, also not really a tank, but there is a lot of healing, and Axel is there, so it went well, and Dante has additional armor penetration, which is very uncomfortable for the opponent. 200 key hits, very nice, but still a little sweat here. So I think after this one he changed back to using Aurora in first position, right? No more experiments now. No more Arachne in first position, yeah, back to Aurora in first position. Yeah, okay. Guess it doesn't really matter if he's using Sebastian or Jorgen here. Why would he bring Sebastian? Is there some... I know, maybe Mojo has this hex mark coming from the fourth skill, and then you have Sebastian. Sebastian gets rid of this mark and then renders the fourth skill of Mojo useless. Probably because of that, because of Mojo, he will bring Sebastian. Yes, and the stats. Aurora is doing a lot of damage. She is the tank number one, I would say. Overall, if you look at it all, she also has some defense against magic attacks with her fourth skill. She's really a great tank to use. 26. And here we have Yasmin, but he doesn't bother to bring Jorgen. I would bring Jorgen, but then he has an over 700 key team that will probably have no problem dealing damage. So it will not be, Yasmin will not do good. But she can trigger, and she's going after Aurora, who will dodge a lot of the times, a lot of her attacks. And now magic damage coming in, destroying everyone. Then we have 21. Here is changing his team with Dante and Jorgen. Yes, he's always making some little changes. Do you see why he did not go with his magic team? Who can see why he's bringing his physical attackers? Or his physical attacker, Dante? Because of Rufus, who cannot be killed with pure, neither by pure nor by magic damage. So it's good to have Dante here. It's a dangerous opponent here, with Faceless and Darkstar on the other side, both being controls. and Darkstar and Elmir both being markswomen or marksmen respectively. I was quite a dangerous opponent here. Now Rufus coming back. But he still has enough time here. There is no way Rufus can survive. Okay. He died by magic. By magic again, I guess, or by pure damage coming from Isaac. Now, no longer using the ultimates. Yes, Aurora is waiting. And then in the end, he should be using the ultimate of Dante to finish Rufus off. Celeste is waiting in... oh, aha, still in the attacking mode. Okay. And now comes Dante. Yeah. Well done. But a tricky one. Rufus can be tricky. So location 30. So we have Yasmin again. This time he's bringing Jorgen. I think it's always a good idea when Jorgen has a buff for gaining energy and there is Yasmin on the other side, then Jorgen will prevent Yasmin from using her ultimate. Okay, the two Larses doing their battle of storms, storm battle. Who has the stronger storm? So, and then I guess he had to wait because the next location has an evil eye on that has to be removed. Yeah, on my path then. So Lady Darkmoon joined and she started with her path too. I think I recommended her to take the defense against physical attacks because there are quite some Karks on her way. And let's see, location 8. With which team did she go there? Yeah, now we decided to go with Jorgen Faceless for her. Because it's really... Jorgen and Faceless are not in her main team. Her main team is with Nebula and Sebastian. But when we have these control buffs, then it's really much more comfortable or safer if you go with Jorgen and Faceless. And now she's copying Jorgen with Faceless, and Kark will just be the only guy on the battlefield who can use his ultimate apart from Jorgen and Faceless. The opposition will not be able to. This here is a bit of problem. She cannot use Andvari really, because when she's using Andvari, okay, she can, but then she has Kark is in front of Andvari, and if she's using Astaroth, Kark and Andvari, then Faceless will still be able to throw back Astaroth. That's the disadvantage of Kark, that he's placing in front of Andvari, and we cannot really go with Kark in first position and then Andvari behind. It might work, but it's just risky, and we don't have retries. Okay, she can fail twice on her path, that's right. This is not map 10, this is map 9, but still, it's a risk to go with Kark in first position. Then we go to location 9. Yes, here again, it's just a safe way to go with Jorgen and Faceless. Maybe when there is Jorgen on the other side, and then she can go then with her main team with Nebula and Sebastian. Okay. This one is a bit close, right? Good thing that Astaroth could bring back Karg once. But okay, in the end, it's still a safe victory. How is she assigning her pets? Karg always has Fenris probably. She could assign Mara with him because I think he has enough armor penetration in most cases. Merlin with Faceless, okay. He also likes to have Mara because of his second skill. Chat with Axel, good idea. And Oliver with the tank is always a good idea. Unless there are really no big damage dealers. But okay, we have Artemis here, and she has an armor penetration buff today, so it's certainly a good idea to bring Oliver with Astaroth. Okay, and then I was starting with my path also, or continuing it, going to location 7. I think this was one for relaxation, right? Because I could go with my safe standard team for Leon. Yeah. And now with the arrival of Biscuit, I think Dorian gets a bit more popular again, probably, because Biscuit is affecting the healing of Martha, but he's not affecting, as I have learned, the healing of Dorian with his 4th skill, because when they are in the vampirism aura of Dorian, like Jorgen, Faceless and Leon are now, and they get healing, this counts as self-healing and is not affected by the ultimate of Biscuit. So now he can be useful when there is a Biscuit on the other side as the pet for the whole lineup. But still, overall, probably Martha still has the more possibilities. Alba's doing a great job today. With his extra buff, his increase, 100% increase of skill power. And then this one is a nice buff to take, 50% increase of attacks for the whole team. Of damage, I think, 50% more damage. And then we go back to Lady Darkmoon on location 13. Here is some healing increase. Okay, Celeste's healing is increased by 100%. When you're using Karg, then Astaroth still has an advantage because Karg is your fragile superstar, and it helps when you can bring him back once should he have fallen prematurely, for instance by a lightning bolt of Lars. But for any other team, I think Astaroth is really not the best of the best now. Also Morrigan can nullify the 4th skill of Astaroth, so with Karg it's still okay to use him. Or when you have only one superstar dealing a lot of damage, you have a team with Kira as your main attacker and you can't afford to lose her. So then we go on to location 18. And here, switching back to the main team is also a good idea when there is Leon on the other side. Sebastian preventing a lot of her charms. The downside is now Luther could use his ultimate. We have no Jorgen to control the energy gaining. And Luther is really, yeah, can mess up the battle structure of your team. the battle positions. Now we have two front lines. But Sebastian is really preventing all the charming of Leon, which helps a lot. She's probably playing on auto, yes. It would help to play manually also here, then you can wait to use Jabba until there is no active armor boost on the other side anymore, and then you get fully through like this. Then 19. And here also with the standard team as a counter to Sebastian, as a counter to Jorgen, but might be tricky here with Jabba. Now Kark is exposed to all the attacks, but she also has a strong Axle that helps now to distribute the incoming damage of Yasmin. And now, okay. Even though there has been an active armor boost coming from Jabba, Kark is doing a lot of damage. But all in all, a very safe victory. Sebastian also doing a lot of damage. Okay. Now location 28. Just to put on a scarf. It's a bit chilly inside here. Now standard team again. Can be tricky when there are a lot of armor boosts active. We have Luther and Astaroth on the other side. Now Luther is also a control hero. He's triggering very fast with this daily buff. But now it seems that Kark just has the perfect timing for using his ultimate just when there was no armor boost active, and now it's all over. Yeah, she almost has a maxed out team. All these heroes you see, Astaroth, Kark, Sebastian, Nebula and Jet, they are maxed out, I think. So this is excellent, but still sometimes she needs to switch the team, and now she has to wait a little bit here. No, 33 she can take. We will watch this first and then we continue with 17. Now 33 was tricky. Because there is Andvari on the other side, and then with the main team she didn't pass here, and there is a lot of armor boosts on the other side. We have Cleaver, we have Andvari, we have Astrid and Lucas. Their first artifact is armor, so now it really helps to use Jorgen and preventing them from using their ultimate. Not even so much because of the action of their ultimate, but because of the attached artifact, which is providing extra armor. So it's very important that there is no active armor boost, but now there is an active armor boost coming from Astrid. Now Jorgen and Faceless, excellent. And now just the right timing for using Kark. There is also extra health here on the other side, 250% more health. So this is really tricky, but Jorgen and Faceless are doing a good job, and we are also using Albus as a pet. Usually she's using Axel, but here I think it's really good to have Axel doing some additional damage. Now she's waiting. No, she's going with Kark now. Is still doing a considerable amount of damage. And now no active armor boost. Now Astrid and Lucas are gone, which is good news for us. But this was a tricky one. With the standard team there was no coming through, because all of the time there has been some active armor boost and then Kark cannot do much. Yeah, and Albus finishing off Marcus in the end. Albus doing a good job with this 1.5 million damage. And Jorgen Faceless doing a good job to prevent Cleaver and Andvari from gaining energy and using their ultimate, and like this activating the additional armor. Okay, so now 17. What do we have here? Yeah, I'm bringing Andvari, and why do I do that? Because of Faceless on the other side. So there is no power throw coming from Faceless, only coming from my Faceless, the annoying power throw. And now Jorgen controlling everyone. And Faceless is copying Jorgen, and only then I will use Andvari. Now Leon I will just use so that the additional magic attack is active, and a very comfortable victory, a relaxing one with no heartbeat, no sweat. Lilith in first position, not that much of a threat. In middle and fourth position maybe, then it can get tricky, but like this it was quite easy. We have Axel, I put usually to Jorgen, and Faceless most of the time has Mara, and Leon has Albus because with her second skill she's doing a lot of pure damage, and then with Albus patronage skill this is increased. And Chaba usually has Oliver, and Fenris, yes, I could also, of course Oliver would be nice for him, but Oliver I want to have him with Chaba, because Astrid is also a markswoman, and then he can do with some extra protection. Then we go to 23. What do we have here? Maximum attack lineup for Orion. I'm bringing Orion up because I want to have a go at Seymour with an Orion team. And I learned he really needs to have some more strength. And so I'm bringing him up, and he can also be nice for adventures. But I wait now with using him because I don't want him to to bring up the energy bar of the opponents. So I'll use him when they are under the control of the spell of Jorgen. And then this is a very safe victory. And healing, you don't always need a healer, because when your opponent cannot do much damage, then you don't need a healer. Orion has Merlin probably, yeah. 22. Yeah, tricky teams, Dante and Elmir. They both profit from this daily buff here, extra armor penetration for marksmen. And also we have a strong Lars, but he was loading up everyone, all the energy bars of my heroes. Thank you, Lars, with your second skill. And yeah, everyone is under control, but Elmir, but now I can use Chaba providing some armor, and then comes Power Throw, Faceless, stunning them, and in the end it looks quite comfortable. Okay, Arachne also is a control, and this can get nasty, but here I was not worried because she can do much, but she cannot take out all my 5 heroes. Now her energy gain increases under control. Yeah. But it's a dangerous lineup. It looks nice, but you do make one mistake. Maybe Chaba is falling and then can go very quickly the other side. Faceless doing a lot of damage here. Very well done, Faceless. Then 27. All the manual players, I think they really like Faceless, because with him you can really do a lot. You can structure the battle. Makes a big difference how we are using Faceless. Here we have a similar lineup again with Elmir and Arachne. Orion I don't mind much, on the contrary, was very good for me. Now the ultimates are ready. But Elmir again managed to trigger his ultimate. Well, okay. All in all, a very safe victory. And Albus, I'm really glad to have him, because I can do with some extra damage for my team. And now it got again tricky on 42, right? Yeah, pardon me, 42. Because here we have some extra buffs on the other side. I cannot apply any pure damage. There is a 100% buff against pure damage, and also they have 100% more damage dealt. And there is Jabba, and there is Lilith, and there is Artemis with 100% more armor penetration. So this one I also in a trial round I lost here, so I was really nervous. But now Jabba survives, it seems. And now comes the Jorgen Faceless Leon. And now it's all over. But this is tricky. Jabba can fall very quickly here. I have not a maxed out Jabba. And one of his weakness, okay, in the beginning his armor is not that high. He's gaining some extra armor with his third skill. But in the beginning, when he's maxed out, he only has about 31.5 key armor. In the end, it was a safe victory, but this was a sweat. And the next one is a bit less difficult, but also I was glad when I passed here. There is also 100% buff against pure damage. I will never make the mistake again if I think of it to bring Albus, because here Albus is doing nothing. Cannot apply his pure damage. Oh, and here, yeah, it's the same. It's really tricky with Nebula Artemis there. Yeah, I was really glad when this battle was over. Faceless is really doing a good job with his power throw. Stunning everyone. You see Artemis is still stunned, and now she is gone. So Faceless is really nasty, not only with his copying the first skill, but also with his second skill, the power throw. Pardon me, this was 34. Yes. And then 36. Here I went with the maximum attack again for Orion. My maximum attack team for him. Using Jabba, I was too nervous. Maybe one could wait so that Jorgen's ultimate also affects Jabba. But yeah, it was the right move to use Jabba, because now Jorgen will... Yeah, but Jabba is now ready to attack. Not many misses allowed here. On map 9, when you have the middle path and when you want to have one attack on the boss, you can't afford to have any misses. And 39. Maximum attack again. Lilith on the other side. I saw there is Isaac, but I was not worried that much because, okay, he is good, he can do something against magic attack, but when there is too much magic attack, like coming from my team in a moment, Jorgen, Faceless, Leon, Orion, then it's too much, even for Isaac. And I have all these first artifacts maxed here, or almost all. And now with Orion and Faceless, you don't have to worry about Lilith gaining too much energy. The incoming damage is just too high. So boy was I happy when I completed my route with teams between 400 and 500 kilo, Adventure 13, map 9, but the daily buffs have to be the control ones. I admit that, otherwise I cannot pass. Then I have too many misses. I will have to use 2 attacks on certain locations, maybe not passing at all. On this location 5, if I remember correctly, in the beginning, no, 12. There is no passing for me when there is a physical attack increase for healers, because then this first attack of Orion will kill my team no matter what I do. So now we continue with Lady Darkmoon. Okay, now she has the path is released, she can go on to 37. Still some tricky battles here. I guess we use mostly Jorgen and Faceless. Yes, because there is also Karg on the other side, which can do a lot of damage, and if we get unlucky, they can win. Yeah, that was very close. Just Karg died, and his ultimate did not have any effect anymore on us, but it was a close one. But we cannot go with her magic team with Celesta instead of Karg, because here is a buff against magic attack. Okay, this was probably, I don't know what would have happened if her Karg came through with this first ultimate, I have to be honest. But doesn't matter now, we passed. Also 100% more attack on this, yeah. Looking very good, yeah, but can quickly go the other side. Which Karg is getting in his first ultimate first, so it's a bit like Ishmael again. Which Ishmael is triggering first? He's back, by the way. He has more armor penetration now. He was not in use, not seen in arena for 2 or 3 years, but now I think there will be more Ishmaels again. Not as many as in the beginning, because now we have Karg and Kira and Yasmin, who are probably still all a bit better than Ishmael, even with the extra armor penetration skin. Also here we have the extra attack. Yeah, it's dangerous to have this stationary buff here. Extra damage dealt increased by 100%, and there is Karg on the other side. Sometimes there is also a chat. It can be really tricky. Even when you have maxed out teams. 32. Jabba with the extra energy gain increase. Dark Star on the other side here is helping us a little bit. She's helping our Kark to load his energy bar. It's really a strong combination to use Jorgen and Faceless, because Faceless second skill is also helping Kark. Now Jorgen is gone, but no armor boost active, so Kark gets through in the end. And then 45, the last one before the boss battle for Lady Darkmoon. Another Jabba. Yeah, they are really quite mean. They bring a lot of looters and Jabbas when there is this extra increase of the energy for control heroes. And we go with the standard team, that's probably a good idea. Even with one armor buff active, Kark is still doing a lot of damage, and now when we have no armor buff active, it is all over. Okay, then back to Bruce. $35. But I think it's a plain sailing here. He has really a strong team. Here is 100% buff against physical attack, but this is no problem, of course, when you have a team with the twins. And he has increases physical attack by 100% and magic attacks also, but it's to no avail. Yeah, Lars's first skill is really a sight, an eye candy. Aurora hitting everyone. She's dealing even more damage than Krista and Lars. Also, of course, due to the artifacts, because Krista's first artifact is magic attack increase and Aurora is dealing magic attack, so this is great. 38. I think on the last location before the boss on his route, he also will encounter a team with the twins. Here is Lars, so he's bringing Sebastian, because now this curse of Mojo is still active, but once Sebastian is using his ultimate, the curse of Mojo is gone. No extra damage for the cursed hero, and also no foxes, because Sebastian is removing all the fox marks coming from Satori. $41. Sebastian again is useful against Leon and also against the second skill of Faceless. This is always dangerous. When Lars can use his ultimate, everyone is crowded together. Okay. And the 43. There's the team with the twins, right? Or is this only in the original Adventure 9? No, it seems to be the very same team as in the original Adventure 9. We also have here team with the twins and also with Orion. Probably Orion is when the ultimate cannot be controlled, it's bad to bring Orion because he's loading up the energy bar of everyone else in the attacking team. And then your opponent can launch his ultimates first. Without Orion, maybe your team with the twins can use their ultimates first. And he's bringing a strong Isaac, who has been doing a lot of damage in this one. Yes. Yes, well played, Bruce, well played. And then we come to the boss battle. And if you are interested in seeing the boss battle, you have to go back to the main video. If you haven't seen it already there, you can click now on the link, a video link you see in the top right. Or yes, you can rewatch this video or check out one of the other videos on my channel, or just continue enjoy playing Hero Wars. This is Max. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. See you next time. Bye.